What's up, homies? It is the final day of this normal Prime League Division 4.1 season for our team Lostik, and they are going to play against AceGaming Spades. Short, just Ace, and of course it's not only me today. I have the beautiful, depraved lunatic with me. Hello.
Hi, I'm Orange. It's a pleasure to be here again. Life was keeping me away, but it won't keep me away from seeing how how we are banning our own jungler out. I believe maybe there's a champion pool overlap. That's why we are looking at the Vi and Nocturne ban. Even the Renekton, the classic top laner.
Exactly. How quick are they, by the way? They are already banning out two R-button machines. No Paranoia, no Cease and Desist this game. Also, no Gucci bag in the top lane and no Drowned List Hunter on bot lane. Is this accurate, more or less?
I guess so. It seems to be conclusive with the scouting. The Ace players seem to like Pyke. Or maybe their Pyke is just a massive pocket pick, who knows. We also ban out Poro with Cookies or Orianna, so no safe blind picks in the mid. Let's see what we will be getting soon.
Exactly. No Orianna, no Syndra, so the first pick is quite interesting. And of course, with two junglers banned, it is a good decision, I think, personally, to get the 3 Maokai here.
3 down! I mean, Maokai
no, not Ivern.
Maokai and Ivern came off relatively unscathed from the Worlds meta. They were so much present there. They're still pretty good junglers, especially if the higher priority, higher comfort junglers are punched out. There we see the Jarvan, another pretty standard pick. Maokai Jarvan is about as vanilla as it gets in terms of junglers.
Do you think it matters though? Would you have preferred for us to take the Jarvan and then for Ace to have the Maokai, or does it not really matter?
If I thought that our friendly neighborhood jungler at Lostik was more enjoyed Jarvan more, then yeah, I would have liked the Jarvan more. But I know that since he's a Maokai enjoyer, I believe this is the right side of the matchup.
I see. Now, talking about explosive vanilla matchups, we see the Ziggs, and would you agree that the Ziggs is still a flex pick, or do you think he's just better in bottom lane compared to mid lane?
I mean, he just whichever lane he goes to, it's pretty safe. It's hard to lose the lane or lose the game from a Ziggs. So I think it is a decent flex pick. If the matchup in mid proves to be a farming one, why not give him some accelerated money and experience?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, and I think with Ziggs it's also really important to talk about levels. And okay, that's interesting. I was a bit worried about the Ozir pick there. Honestly, I would have not liked to basically already show where Tristana is going to be, if it's mid, if it's bottom. Because I personally think, like, first of all, I know Genu and Poro with Cookie, they both play Tristana, right? I've seen Tristana more often from Poro with Cookie, but I know Genu can play it just as well. And now with the Swain, I mean, where does he go? He can be top lane, he can be
mid lane,
he can be
lane.
Support. Yeah, so it's still a really big flex pick. Now, of course, Sylas, it is kind of a direct answer to Maokai and Swain. I think it would have been banned if it wasn't picked, and I think that's a really good pick by Ace. Do you agree?
There's some very big powerhouse ultimates over on Ace's side. Swain ultimate, Maokai ultimate. I think Sylas is going to take good advantage of them.
Definitely. Okay, now for the next bans, we see a Kappadin ban, we see an Forge God ban, and we still have to wait for the next 2 bans. But looking at both comps so far, do you already have a favorite, Depraved?
I believe that the Ace comp currently looks a little bit more well-rounded, but I also believe that the last 2 picks of Lostik are going to be what's really going to make this draft come to life in comparison to what we are currently seeing. So I'm not sure yet.
Not sure yet. Okay. I'm a bit worried about the Sylas, because of course Sylas with Swain ultimate is just an absolute menace. and also Sylas with the Maokai ultimate. Also, Sylas is just annoying to play against, but if he falls behind, it doesn't really matter anymore. And talking about falling behind, we are seeing the support options now. I mean, Bard is just a hover, but honestly, it has been a long time since I have seen a Thresh. I think he has fallen out of the meta a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, because the new and cool supports they do their jobs a lot more reliably. Thresh, he's a bit of a jack of all trades. He can do a lot of things, which is why he's such a popular pick in solo queue, for example. But when you need someone to specifically engage, you would rather want a Rel, a Leona. When you want someone to specifically peel, you would rather have a Braum or something, or a Rakan, for example.
Well, you're talking about the devil, and there is finally the solution. Where are the picks going? It looks like an Aatrox top lane, it looks like a Swain on mid lane, and wait, or is it Swain on Genu on the 80s?
Oh.
What do you think?
I think Swain paired with Rakan against the Thresh and Ziggs sounds a little bit not so optimal, because if you go Swain, you kind of want to kill lane, right? But
wait,
how do you kill? Do you not? At least it's from the spot side.
I don't really know. I ask myself, maybe the thought is Swain and Ziggs, they can just chillax on bot lane, and Rakan and Thresh, they both get their boots and run around the map and do stuff, and then Swain can just, you know, chill out, scale up a little bit, and then be scary in the mid to late game. I mean, we still have a few seconds to swap, but so far it looks like indeed the Tristana is in mid lane, and that would mean that you really want to just not get kills on bot lane. You really just want to invest into the Tristana, invest into the Aatrox. Still, I feel like that's a decent idea. Now, Depraved, we can see both drafts now, and we can also see the lock-in. I can also show the spells even, because we are in the delay now, you know, they cannot swap spells around anymore. So, is there anything interesting? We have triple teleport on both sides. So, yeah, Tristana teleport, Swain teleport, top laners teleport. Kaysanti has Ghost. I mean, you can maybe talk about this in a little bit. But also Six has teleport, so this looks like a really macro-heavy game, right?
Oh yeah, all of the enemies and all of our players are very high wave clear. So if they will be on the sidelines quite often. The Tristana and the Aatrox especially are just going to want to try and push out those side waves as much as possible with their superior wave clear, and be ready to join a fight whenever. And if Tristana or Aatrox doesn't have TP, that's fine. Just send Swain over. He can take a few waves as well, and he is decent in a 1v1 or 1v2 even. So in general, I'd say Lostik's. I like Lostik's draft a bit more because it is a little bit more execution heavy, I'd say. You have to find those correct angles with the Maokai ultimate. And if the Aatrox goes in a little bit too early, it can be really difficult to play out. But if you play it out well, it's kind of just countering what the side of Ace wants to do.
So you're saying our coach did the better job? Is that what you're saying, my friend?
I mean, it is obvious, no? They got the right draft on the way. Now it's on the players to execute on it and bring back the victory. How hard can it be?
How hard can it be, bro? Right. How hard can it be? Okay. How hard can it be?
It can. Do you know the stakes of our match, Mr. Alistram?
Yeah, of course. That is a really, really good point to bring up. I think most people already know it if they followed like the general storyline through the week. But just to repeat it, if we go 2-0 against the favorite of the group, just to get this out of the way, AceGaming, they are first in the group, and they got many wins and not a lot of losses throughout the split. I think they only lost like 2-3 times. But hey, maybe they are losing 2 more times today because Lostik, what are they playing about? What is the playing about today? If you are 2-0, you are safe in the group. You can just stay in Division 4, no problem. If you lose 1 or 2 games, you might have to play some tiebreakers. You might end up in playoffs for lower division. And of course, you don't want that. Nobody wants to have a downgrade. I mean, still, if it happens, it happens. I mean, somebody has to rank down, right? You cannot, not everybody can stay in Division 4. That's just how it is, unfortunately. But yeah, that is what we are playing about today. Mr. Depraved, do you have anything to add?
No, I think you summed it up quite well. Basically, no pressure. 2-0.
No pressure.
Scenario.
No pressure.
In best scenario, 1-0, 1-1. You can live with it. With 0-2, you're going to have to work for your spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So, we are in the loading screen. I hope you are too. We are live in just about very soon. And again, where do you think will the action be in the very early game? What will the junglers do? And I know it's a bit rude to ask against the Jarvan because he can just do about anything, but give me your best guess.
So I think if the Fresh oversteps at all, bot lane might be a tasty target to attack from. Cassante has an easier time to get out of ganks, but depends on who will have priority. Usually I think Cassante should have the priority in the early levels. So maybe we might want to visit the top lane to see what's what and if there's anything to be gained.
Okay, you just called it. We are looking at our favorite Froggos on the Rift and Altin. Then we are finally in game. We are going to the live timer, of course, so Depraved and I are on the same page, so you know, don't really wonder. And we are in the game, and yeah, I think that's kind of a funny one already. We have Dishonored with his black skin, by the way. It looks pretty good, you know. He's a good fit with the jungle pet as well. He's going for the red jungle pet.
Is that so?
What?
Is that so?
Yeah. I think I would have liked to see them reversed, kind of. Like, there is a lot of yeah. There is a lot of AD burst and consistent damage on the side of Lostik, but for AP it is only Swain. You still have to respect it, right? But imagine, we have seen Boom on those kind of off-tank AP-ish Maokai builds. You know, seeing him with a red Scorch jungle pet, that would be kind of juicy, but it's not what we will be seeing today. But again, I'm a bit confused with the Jarvan as well. Do you think that's a good choice?
I mean, it's a standard meta jungler right now. So it's safe, it's non-committal. If you take Jarvan, you probably aren't in that bad of a spot. But it's also not the greatest. I would agree with you on that regard.
Perfect. Yeah, so looking at the very few first minutes on bot lane, not a lot happening. On top lane, not a lot happening. Also mid lane, kind of handshaking. I thought maybe in mid lane it will be the interesting matchup here. Okay. Bot lane, Sednov looking for a little bit of poke damage, and who knows, you said maybe if Fresh oversteps he can become a target, and there was already the first small trade, and of course Genu is stacking. But yeah, the most important thing that I want to talk about with you is Dishonored clearing from red to blue buff, and Boom doing the same, but it means Boom ends up on top lane and is jungling away from his bot side.
Correct. Boom's playing towards the top lane. Like we've said, we can see a little bit of a shift of priority soon. With the Aatrox reaching level 4, his power spike, top lane might become an attractive gank target. But as we see, right now the Maokai is on vision. So Cassante is very aware, and now the lane is pushing away from Aatrox.
Exactly. Yeah, so for me, I'm still a bit worried about bot lane, but do you think Dishonored or Boom, will they find anything in the early game, or am I just worried a bit too much about nothing? Genu taking a lot of damage, and this is first blood already, no ganks needed even. Genu, he looked like a cannon minion in the early game.
That is a lot of damage that we just got thrown at from Genu. I guess he was somewhat Half-Life, so it wasn't that far off of a
Are you kidding
ordeal.
me?
Oh.
It goes on and on again. Sednov has to watch out to survive, but there is a teleport power play. Sednov, the minions are dealing so much damage. Fawn still super low. Genu tries to find it, and he probably doesn't know that Dishonored is here. Do not chase into the bush. I repeat, do not. And Dishonored, of course, he likes those odds and just takes the free kill here. And this is a 1-3 for AceGaming already. Meanwhile, we can see Porter with Cookie in mid lane doing a lot already.
Yeah. Poro trying to be the hero of Lostik for the time being, as our bot lane sadly succumbs to the good pathing of Dishonored, but it's nothing to that you can't come back from. It's manageable.
Definitely.
The Ziggs is pretty strong in the early game if you need to bully someone, but like I said, it's not the greatest if you have to play against it. It's a difficult character to kill.
For certain. He can stay on a big range advantage. And of course, even more important, he has his satchel. He can either like throw you away with it, throw it at your feet and you get bounced away. Or if he decides to do so, he can also just have a big jump for himself. So yeah, satchel charge by Fawn, really good. And Porter with Cookie, he is kinda keeping his team alive money-wise, because would you look at the lead in mid lane, it's almost a kill already, just from the CS lead. Meanwhile, Alt finding another strong hook on bot lane, and Genu is Half-Life again. I don't like where this bot lane is going.
Yeah, it's definitely not going the way of Lostik. Every CC that lands onto any of our bot laners is basically just set up for a Ziggs combo, and that hurts.
It hurts a lot. Now, Hadonski. This might turn out good or really terrible. He dies, so Boom gets the kill here. Rakan also on the way onto mid lane. You can see Sednov, Boom, both in mid lane. We can also toggle the vision real quick, because the pink wards from Ace are just absolutely amazing there. We have to mention it. Meanwhile, on top lane, Reezy might have a kill angle soon. There. Look at mid lane knock up onto Dishonored. Dishonored, he should just be able to walk out of this. This means we got a kill though, and I was a bit worried, but Boom got out safe.
Indeed.
Oh, and he's going for an AP, by the way.
Ooh.
Look at it.
Ooh,
Blasting wand
fancy.
in his inventory. That's Mask, right? That's Demonic Embrace.
Yes. The almost archetypal Maokai item. I haven't seen a Maokai not build it in like a year.
Well, I have seen a lot of Maokais just go full tank, you know, and dealing literally 0 damage. I mean, not 0, but like 300 or 400 in late game, and that's not enough to kill anything. And with this item choice, the saplings become so much more scary. And I just want to look, but of course he still maxes Bramble Smash instead of the sapling toss. I think that's just also really standard.
Yeah, I think the Bramble Smash is just a lot better for clearing your jungle, fighting in general, because it's such a low cooldown ability. You don't really have to worry about it that much. Ooh. Tasty trade on the top lane.
That makes you happy, right?
Yes.
I mean, talking about the matchup in general, do you think Aatrox can just bully Mr. Rem forever, or will there be a certain item breakpoint where Rem becomes a machine?
Once Cassante hits Iceborne Gauntlet, the game is over. Is basically how it goes. Cassante's Iceborne Gauntlet power spike, even into AP matchups, is just so brutal. And Aatrox won't have the entire damage to deal with it yet.
So what will his first item choice be regarding he has a phase? Never mind, let's talk about the trade on top lane itself. Reezy has to flash out. Rem with the ghost, of course, takes a turret shot, takes another one, will not kill Reezy, and Reezy gets the kill. Beautiful Darkin Blade there to easily dismantle Rem there. Top lane kingdom is asserted.
Indeed so. There was a very clean, patient outplay at the tower. He knew that it was going to pull back another turret shot and boom.
Let me talk over you right there in mid lane. We see a lot of action. Probably Cookie dropping low, but there's the Sylas jumping over the wall. We see so much roots, but hey, Probably Cookie not dying because I think Hodonski took the lantern too early, right?
Indeed. There was a little bit too early. The lantern was already there. I think if he lands another ability onto Poro, it could have been done, but a small misplay by the mid laner of Ace.
Well, I see. Usually the meme is grab the lantern, you know, instead of doing whatever. And yeah, I mean, who do you blame? All threw it a bit too early, but Hodonski also didn't have to click it, right? Maybe it was an accident.
Indeed.
Maybe he thought it is enough damage, who knows. Either way, this means Poor with Cookie can still survive and is one of the players without a single death in this game and will stay so. Now, of course, first dragon just... I was a bit worried about top lane. First dragon was taken by our red side AceGaming. And the next dragon, I think, is a bit more of an important one. While also, yeah, Herald is still in the hands of Dishonored Jarvan. So, Depraved, what do you think will happen in the next 2 minutes, dragon-wise? And there's a small break, by the way.
Oh, so about the dragons. Let's see. I can't see it because the Riot UI is working perfectly as usual. What dragon are we looking at?
Mountain dragon.
Ooh, a mountain dragon. That is going to be important for AceGaming to get because they will be they are the ones who are looking to build resistances the most. So for Lostik, it is important to deny those resistances to the Cassante, to the Jarvan. And if they have to give those over, that's going to be a significant boost in damage and power for AceGaming.
I mean, honestly, yeah, we have a small break, you know, delay. Honestly, I feel like we have a lot of champions just stacking straight HP, you know, the Maokai with the Demonic, top lane, Reezy with Gordrinker, another HP item. Wait, or will it be, I mean, whatever, it's going to be a chain item, okay. Either way, we have a lot of HP, we even have Swain, you know, that likes to heal himself, so resistances are pretty good on both sides, right?
Yeah, indeed. It's not a bad thing for Lostik at all to get those resistances. But Ace of Spades, if they get it, I feel they're going to get a little bit more millage out of it. Of course, the Swain is going to love having a little bit more armor without having to build it. Aatrox is going to build some resistances. Maokai is going to build some resistances. But
yeah.
The enemies are just have more tanks, if you will, while we have a bit more bruisers.
Exactly. I mean, we don't have... Oh my god! How did Poor with Cookie get out of this one? That was illegal. He, like, expected the engage and flashed it perfectly to then buffer... No, wait. He buffered his jump perfectly into the knock-up and then flashed the Cataclysm. That was brilliant. Poor with Cookie, he wants to win today.
He's on fire, really. That buffer was very, very clean. He waited for the last possible moment before the knock-up hits, so the channel would go through, and boom. Escapes. Perfect. Very well executed.
Just wow. But still, that means both mid laners with no flash right now. I have to tune down the pings a little bit, by the way. Excuse me here, but you know, reset because new patch, you know how it is. Now, I talked about the dragon, and the dragon is about to be there in just a few seconds. It will be spawning now. Mountain Dragon is live, and of course, we are already fighting for mid lane priority. Both top laners also have TP. I mean, Rem in just a few seconds, but basically it's ready. Already, boom, looking for something here. Teleport getting used, and Rem actually doesn't have it ready just yet. So Fawn is coming into this entire thing, and Hodonski just dying on the blink of an eye. And Reezy, he wants to join his team. They clearly talked about getting this dragon because they are committing. Reezy has to go top lane, and Rem still has the teleport up, so that might be an angle, but I don't think that AceGaming is healthy enough to contest this.
A couple of oversteps from AceGaming and the mid laner caused them to basically hand over the priority for mid lane and the dragon for not free, but a few summoner spells at best. We got the teleport. They got
Exactly.
teleport for Lostik's top laner. Oh, what?
Oh my god, Sadnov, he wants to go in there and just dies. Dishonored now walks away. Yeah, Sadnov, he wanted to give a setup to Poro with Cookie, but there is just too much. The big super infernal bomb will not find a kill here, but man, Fawn looks so scary, and if he just gets a little bit more damage onto the turret, he can just use his satchel charge to then get in there. Talking about getting in there, Geno, he's looking for Demonic Ascension angle, will not find it though.
Yeah, that was, looked a little bit dangerous. We Sadnov over eager to engage a little bit here, but we managed to get away without losing our tier 1 for it. So all's well that ends well.
Definitely. Alb still a bit on the run. He's going into the tankier options item-wise, but still, it's just fresh, right? As you said, he is a jack of all trades, and he's definitely not a tank. I still think in this game he will be amazing at peeling, you know? Looking at his entire skill set, basically every single skill can be used for peeling, you know, shielding, disrupting enemies. I think this will be his main identity this game, but yeah. Turret platings fell, and this means it is even easier now for Fawn to just auto-attack mid lane turret like once or twice and then use Settle Charge. But of course, we already have the counterplay on bot lane. Both roots getting used here with the hijack, but nothing to get out of this one for Hodonski. And he's just getting shot down at this point, and I really like it. Now, Depraved, I want you to talk a little bit about item choices, and why is that? Because Hodonski, he is dead and he still doesn't have a full item right now.
Right, so Hodonski obviously had to suffer from being a melee champion into a range character with the Tristana, seeing as we don't currently have his mythic prepared. However, he also opted to build into the Seeker's Arm Guard after building his Lost Chapter. So he's voluntarily delayed his mythic item spike by more than 2,000 gold if you include the shoes, which is the cause of why his mythic is not ready yet.
I see. Now, next possible fight already happening. Demonic Ascension, Genu trying to sustain through this, going into his stopwatch here, finding enough damage to kill Alb. What will happen here with the objective? It will be taken by Sadnov, and this is just what Lostik needs. They are looking really strong. Can Boom jump over the wall with his twisted advance? Well, he doesn't really want to. Rem will find one. Will he find another one? Boom! Dying to the bomb, fitting for his name. And Sednov has to use his grand entrance to get out of there. Dishonored, no ultimate available. But Hodonski can hijack another ult here. For with Cookie trying to jump towards his team. And he will not find anything. So, Depraved, you have to break this one down a little bit for us. We got the Herald, but we lost quite a few lives.
That is... We got the Herald steal and a kill for it, so if we managed to get out of there, we might have even gotten away the victors of this trade, but Reezy got kidnapped across the wall by Cassante.
Yep, the classic.
And trying to save him ultimately cost us free kills that we gave over to the 200 years champion.
Exactly. Isn't it like 300 at this point? You know, that was at Aphelios' time, you know? Maybe now it's 300 years. Who knows?
That's 3 years ago. Oh, Lord.
And yeah, Fawn is scary. Look at his damage. He's 204, so he is looking really strong. Quite an important one, by the way. Of course, the UI shows Mountain Dragon, but as we all know, it is going to be Chem Tech. You know, just showing it real quick. You can see what our map is and what it is looking at. We have some mutated plants, you know, or evolved plants. No, wait, then it would be Victor Dragon. It has to be mutated, right? And yeah, 1 minute till this dragon. And I think at this point you're also kind of playing for soul, right?
Yeah, you're trying to push yourself closer towards the soul point here. Because both teams managed to get one of the dragons each. They are equally as far from the soul. So whoever starts stacking up these chem tanks is going to be benefiting from them a lot. And I will say, Lostik benefits from the chem tech pieces.
I have to just talk into you here because Geno is finding a huge shutdown. The fight was broken out and it is favoring Lostik and it's not even close. I don't know who Dishonor tried to catch there and to burst, but it was not enough. Geno with his Demonic Ascension, super tanky just as you wanted. Both top laners came to this fight as well. Rim still holds on to his TP. So yeah. Sorry for interrupting you, sir, but this fight was over quicker than it even started.
Not a problem at all. The words are sometimes hard to find. Oh.
Exactly. Poro with Cookie jumping out of there. Maybe we can find some more kills. Rem used his comeuppance to... Never mind, not his comeuppance, but he again kidnapped somebody. Will die for it though. Finally goes down. Really good jump here from Poro with Cookie. He is so good at this restore, as I already said in Champ Select, and he will not go down so easily. Still on the 300 gold shot down on 0 deaths. Now Boom finding a fight against a really angry Hadonski, and Hadonski also finally has his mythic. Boom almost getting him here with the smash. Maybe he can try to get some vision with the plant, but I don't think it's going to help him. Death Sentence connects, and Boom will finally die and give over the shutdown to Hadonski. And it's the all-out right here, of course. It is on 80 seconds.
Yeah, it's another time that Ram just kidnapped someone, and Lostik has to take the punishment for trying to save them. Because Ante is finding these angles with his kidnapping ability, and it's working out so far.
Excuse me, I was busy spamming the chat, you know.
Ah, understandably. The most important part of our job.
The most important part of every fan, every caster,
Exactly.
and every human being alive to cheer for their favorite team in chat, of course, guys. So.
Let's talk a bit about Geno's engage there. So it's been a while since we had that 3-for-0 team fight, but Geno with the E that he found onto some very key targets was just brilliant.
Indeed, indeed, the claw of justice, as I like to call it, you know. While Lissandra has the claw of mobility because she can just teleport herself away. But yeah, Geno has the much more hype claw ability in this game right now. So what do you think about the current like positioning on the map? Because yeah, I just wanted to say this will be a tough one to hold. Reezy against Rem is also something we could talk about because as you mentioned, Rem has his Iceborne power spike, but never mind, we cannot talk about anything because there is another fight happening. Sadnov dropping low, and I think he will just be left for that. Yes, he dies to the twisting advance from Hadonski, and Poro finally dying. That is really good if you're an Ace fan. Genu also kind of left alone. He looks strong, but is he strong enough to win one versus the world? Of course not. Man, this is so tough, Ace. They find everything here, literally everything.
Oh, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Do you have chat open?
I don't have chat open, no.
Okay, the coach Marv is saying like they've already thrown 4 officials at this exact same spot between like red buff and top tier 2. Said it's a cursed place. If you run through there, you can just get caught so easily. And yeah, Ace, they just demonstrated how easy it is to die there. Maybe Reezy can become a hero here on the Aatrox. He finds one with Poro with Cookie here. Of course, Nasher goes over to Ace. Reezy dropping low, but he will not die just yet. Sadnov, can he jump over and find the knockup? Yes, he can. Poro with Cookie also joining the entire train here. The pain train that is Lostik. They want revenge. But yeah, it is not over yet, as chat also agrees. Yes, they got Nash, but look at the gold, it is so close. Set now finding the knock-up here. He's not even dying, even though he should. Finally, he goes down back to base with you, my friend. Poro with Cookie finding one, finding the jumper. He's jumping out of there. And this means they are just about even again in this game, unless Rem can find some work. But hey, maybe the hunter becomes the hunted. Rem dropping low. The lantern will save him for now.
Right. That's a lot of things to unpack. Just as we talk about...
Yeah, you have 1 minute now, go.
Just as we talk about how Lostik usually throws on that place on the top lane, they claw their way to victory back from that spot, from that very same spot in top lane as well. The Baron buffs on the Ace side aren't that numerous anymore. Only Cassante has a Baron buff remaining, it seems like. Everyone else has lost them in the skirmish, so game's back for almost back to fully equal.
I mean, the game is really the back is game, guys. Yeah, I'm confused, the players are confused, fight is breaking out again, big Boom, drive on, but it's not enough damage, nobody dies from Lostik side. Boom might be the first one, but even then he did so much work already. Dishonored is just not tanking enough, and there is a twisted advance from Hodonski. A really good high check, as we already talked about in Champs. Like now Reezy, he wants to find the knockup, he wants to be the hero again, flashing forward, Porro with Cookie, not even dying, even though Hodonski invested his own life here. Now finally he can get the shot down. Well played by him, but it's only a consolation prize. Dragon for Lostik, and yes, you lost Porro with Cookie and Boom, but you got everybody on Ace's team. So if we look at the gold, it's dead even right now, but Lostik is on soul point.
Indeed. Lostik finally managing to ace the Aces, grabbing their next piece of the Chemtech Dragon. Even more healing and shielding. The Aatrox, the Swain, is going to be in love with these soul fragments. And we're 1 point off from soul. And while Chemtank isn't the biggest power spike of a soul, for this team.com specifically, they thrive on being below that 50% threshold. And that's going to come very, very handy.
Wait a second. So with 3 individual Chemtech Dragons, you have increased shielding and healing. That's also why Boom went for the shield jungle item. He's a genius, you know. He just saw the future. But jokes aside, I feel like we have so much shielding and healing on the side of the Lostik. It is a really strong dragon for them already. And of course, the main attraction is the soul. So can you explain to us the soul a little bit again?
Surely. So the Chemtank soul functions as follows. You basically get additional resistances and damage when you are below a certain HP threshold. Oh!
Yep, something happening on bot lane. I had to check Marv's comment real quick, but Reezy not finding the kill in the 1v1. I'm really sorry for kind of missing that, but I had to check out Marv's comment, you know. Marv, you have to be more specific, because you kind of lied to me. I can't see any dragonflies there. I'm sorry. He said there are dragonflies on the jungle plants, but I can't see any. Don't know.
Oh, yeah, there's dragons flying around the rift. Small dragons. Oh, well.
Small dragons.
Speaking of small dragons, our matchup on top lane has become has scaled out of Aatrox's favor. Oh.
This just did nothing. Lostik, they look solid on the defense, but are they solid enough? Dishonored taking the explosion damage right with him. Again, not finding the claw here. Boom, trying something with his roots, and Reezy with the teleport finding a beautiful flank. Setnov, double knock up, and the fight is raging on right now. And we are finding all the kills. Dishonored left to die. Alb has to run away on like 1 HP. And this means he has to reset. This also means we have no wave, so it doesn't mean anything. Okay, cool.
In the end, it's just a funny little trade for funny little people. Oh!
Funny little people, Poro says. I'm not a funny little guy. I deal a lot of damage, and sadly not enough to get the kill. So Hodonski coming out of there with a blue eye, walking into the base. But it means we have enough time to just get this turret here. Now Reezy a bit far ahead. He will die maybe to the burn damage, but never mind. Triumph is enough, you know. And it's just looking so good. This is looking so good. Now Hodonski, he has seen enough. He goes for the Demonic Ascension as well. Will get buster shotted out by Porro with Cookie and will not find anything in this team fight here. Yeah. So yeah.
There are worse situations to be in. Alp is going to take a while until he's going to be back on the field. So both supports will probably be in time for Baron. Oh my.
Now this backboard looks cursed, by the way.
Yeah.
Where are the funny little insects at the plants? Oh, you mean when it gets used? Marv, hello. I need infos. You're ruining the entire cast. You're ruining it. I want to see the insects now. Where are they? Lies, deception.
Subterfuge.
Trying to confuse me. Why do I even have chat open, you know? Last time it was a banger when SSP was... their fans were commenting, you know, and now I just get trolled here. It's unbelievable.
Wow. And we're casting these guys.
Yeah, we're casting these guys. But
Actually getting trolled.
Honestly, imagine that... No, he has to be fine, right? Porter with Cookie, please be fine! Go out of there somehow! Yeah, jump! Rem doesn't have any of it, though. So, yeah. I have to say, it's really good cancel by Rem there.
Yeah.
And now Dishonored is looking for something, but the Hextech plants... Chemtech, excuse me. They are just making sure that Dishonored flies away in a huge arc. But yeah, he was already thrown to the Nash. Why not do it? We don't have Porter with Cookie for 30 more seconds on the side of Lostik.
Yeah, that was a very good catch by Rem over there. Canceling the W like that, even following up on the W like that. It's unfortunate for Poro, but he was destroyed.
He got obliterated.
And now we're going to suffer the soul point from it, question mark.
Are we though? We have mid lane priority and Porter with Cookie, he has teleport. Let's compare the vision real quick. As you can see, this might as well be a good fight here. What ult are we seeing hijacked? That is the big question. There's the Twisted Advance. We are forcing Ace like almost into the choke point, but not quite yet. The fight is breaking out again. Everybody's so tanky. Dishonored is not tanky enough though, will go down. And nobody from Lostik is dying so far. Only Genu, but he did so much work. The fight is still raging on. It is so close again, but I think it is Lostik favorite Reezy jumping over the wall, but Rame following him. Reezy finally had enough of K-Sante and slaps him into the face with the last Arcane Blade hit. And there is Porter with Cookie. He doesn't really have any life steal, so maybe with the plant he can heal back up again. And he needs to, because you still want to get the dragon, right? This is what you came here for. Excuse me, they got the soul. I'm not saying anything. Soul went down. I completely missed that, by the way. So that was my fault. But yeah, that means next objective is 4 more minutes, and that will be the Nasher. Now, Depraved, we finally got the dragon. I think that feels really good.
Indeed. Like, you got the soul, and I think if you paid close attention, if you didn't have the soul, Sadnov would have died a lot earlier, Genu would have died a lot earlier. The soul came in clutch to secure the teamfight victory and Dragon Soul for Lostik here, which is going to keep them in the game. This the healing percentage and shielding percentage is really coming through right now. Look at Sadnov's shield. It's like 400 HP and he isn't even building for it.
That is true, yeah. Talking about building for it, he has this little item though, and I love the Turbo Chem tank and the Shurelios Battle Song. Basically, all he's building is pure movement speed, you know, and I think that is a great choice when you just want to run down Fawn and the other carries from Ace.
Yeah, if you want the Swain to be as effective as possible, make him as fast as possible.
That is so genius.
Swain's weakness is his mobility. If you eliminate his weakness, he becomes a raid boss. How hard? It is that easy to win the game. Look at him, he's so chunky.
Well, there is another hijack for the Maokai Ultimate. You saw it. Turret is made out of paper. Maokai Ultimate getting used by the Sinos here, but he still has stopwatch, so he should be able to somehow survive this. But would you please look at this? It is looking so good for Lostik. Yes, they are finding the Jarvan. It looks like the same is happening again and again. They are finding the kills. They are finding everything that they need to keep on going on. You know, Twisted Advance is a really fitting ultimate name. Because, yeah, that's exactly what they are doing. They are advancing on the map.
They are indeed advancing. If they had Baron, these towers would have been history long ago. But we'll have to make do with our soul for now. Reezy is now finally capable of handling the Cassante matchup again, thanks to the soul and shielding. Oh,
I mean, yeah, the third item also really helps, and now the split pressure is looking really good. I also see, you know, should I take a shot every time range player is, you know, complaining about or like pointing out a melee thing that is really good? And yeah, Marv pointed out World Ender. Let's do the math here. It is a 10-second duration. It has 51 seconds cooldown, so yeah, it has like 41 seconds of a total cooldown without a reset, so yeah. In the late game, it is, yeah, you know, you can just use it to walk away because in half a minute it will be back up again. But of course, that is really good for us because, yeah, it means we can do exactly what we did with mid lane and bot lane.
indeed. It's a good ultimate. Keep using it.
Press the R button, yes.
We need every R button that we can get. As Ace is trying to do a fun bush. Found by Lostik.
Of course, I have to mention the same goes for me. You know, I'm a melee player. Every time I complain about ranged champions, you know, just also take another shot and then you're like drunk in just a few seconds. No. Rizzy, he feels like a pinball ball right now. He goes golden with the stopwatch. While Lostik, are they looking for a base race right here, or what is happening? I am so confused. They are leaving mid lane kinda open. Everybody's resetting except for Geno. Geno has teleport though, and he's looking for the flank.
Oh god, is that a good idea?
I mean, a lot of cooldowns were used, at least that's the thought process, and there Genu is. He probably is going to get burst down instantly. Never mind, he's surviving, and as long as he survives, as long as nobody can go down from the side of Lostik, it just means we get reset after reset. Poro with Cookie finding all the kills, getting a double kill right here, and I mean, I also wasn't quite sure if that is a good idea, but it feels like it was a good idea because this might as well be game.
That is correct. Genu is just living. He's just playing 6D chess. While we're sitting here casting a normal game of League of Legends, he's already calculated every move that Ace is gonna make. The Chemtech Soul just makes him so tanky. Nothing can kill him if he's getting damage reduction when he gets low. And he didn't even use the Sonias.
Well, guys, there you have it. Lostik win was called in the chat, and your wishes were heard by the, I don't know, League of Legends gods, by RNGesus, but no, honestly, it feels like Lostik, they are back, you know? They are finding such confident team fights here. It was a fun game to watch, but from a certain point, it felt kind of over. Now, Depraved, what do you think about that game?
Right, so special shout out to Poro with Cookie for literally deciding, you know what? We are going to have a hard time in mid-game, not on my watch. I'm going to put every single one of you on my back and carry this shit until we reach late game. And then once late game was reached, Genu, unkillable, Reezy, unkillable, Maokai peeling for Poro, and Poro is just melting through everything else that doesn't die to the Swain. It was a very, very satisfying thing to watch, to behold.
So, since Lostik has side selection now, do you think they should just say, hey, let's go again and take the same side, do the same draft, or do you think they have to adapt at all? Because honestly, do you see any flaws in their current draft and game plan?
Like I said, I think I like the draft more in general. The only thing that I could say against their draft is that it is more execution heavy, but clearly they are capable of the execution. So no, if they are allowed to get that same draft again, just run it back. Play it a bit more clean, and you've got yourself a draft on hand.
Perfect. So on the other side now, I mean, that was kind of the easy question, right? If you win, you might as well just do the same thing again because it worked. And on the other side, you did not win if you are AceGaming. Do you think there are any obvious things that you can easily fix to have a chance at the next game?
I believe maybe the Jarvan didn't quite have the impact that he was looking for. As a early game focus jungler, you
True.
want
Yeah.
to bring your all of your lanes ahead as much as possible, while transitioning into like a tank role later on. But because the enemy team, which is in this time our team, Lostik, was able to melt through him like butter with the Tristana and Swain, he didn't really fulfill his mid to late game role and just kind of flopped over and died. On top of some positioning errors and being caught in bad places from Ace. It isn't that Lostik didn't make positioning plays; they just punished Ace positioning mistakes a lot harder than they were punished.
Okay, yeah. I have to agree. I think it's quite normal for most junglers, like Aixin, like a Jarvan, all that stuff. Of course, Jarvan, he can still throw the flag for a, minor buff for his team, give them some vision, some attack speed. He can flag and drag and ult, and then usually he just drops dead and dies if you're even or behind, and that's exactly what happens. At the same time, you don't pick Jarvan for his late game, you pick him for his early game, and I have to agree. So what you are saying is, considering they had Jarvan, they did not get a lead in the early game that would like justify the pick. Is that what you're saying, basically?
That is basically what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let's say you pick something else in the jungle. You think all the other lanes were fine, or would you also change something there?
Would I change? I'm honestly not too sure. I feel like a lot of the draft was just Lostik playing better than Ace in fights and micro. So if Ace can get it together and maybe try and beat Lostik, this draft is run it backable. But if not, they need to change everything because Rem had Reezy's number all the way up until the soul hit. After the soul hit, Reezy was just able to outstat the bad matchup. It is entirely possible that Ace could find a way to capitalize on their draft's unique strengths and execute better. It is also very possible that that this draft is just going to cost them the game once more because they fail to execute on it, or because Lostik just executes better on them.
I see. So we already got the info that, Sednov at least, the supporter, usually supporters don't really have to mention anything. And also, fun fact for those not knowing it, Sednov is by far the oldest player in this squad. I think he's like 67 or something. He's like really old, he's an old timer.
Ooh. 67?
Or 33 or something. I'm not too sure, but it's all the same, right? After 25 in esports, you're just a grandpa, right?
Yeah, I guess in that regard.
How old are you again, Depraved?
I'm 24.
Oh, well, you could still be an athlete then for 1 year. I'm already over 25, so I'm here, I'm stuck casting. I can't play anymore, The hands, you get two left hands instantly on your 25th birthday, it just happens. You sit down.
Saying I have a chance.
Yes, you do.
Oh my god, I'm signing up for Prime League right now.
Perfect. Immediately. Yeah, so I know Crypt sending a really good message there. Of course, guys, I am just memeing. Yeah, there are some titles, some older titles, for example, some older Street Fighter titles or Quake, or stuff like that, where some pro players are just in their 30s or I think even 40s, or original StarCraft, stuff like that. Of course, it is just a meme, but I think, with the age, you suddenly start to maybe prioritize other things. I don't know, career, family, love interest. We don't know those things. We're gamers, right? So what is
a love interest?
What is a career? What is anything? What is sunlight and grass? Who knows?
I heard these green textures that they put into games on the ground, they're supposed to be like grass.
Yes.
So, grass looks like grass.
That's exactly how it works. Now look. You guys know we just have to pass a little bit of time. you know, and we have to shout out Crypts for being amazing and always being in the streams, you know. Crypts, I love you.
Any time pastors?
any time passers in the chat. Yeah, what if we play LOL or something? Nah, just kidding. I mean,
immediately.
I
played it today.
I have to tell you, I love Guess the Game, but with all the rules, I'm not really getting too warm just yet.
With all the rules?
The duels, you know, there's like Pokemon duel, there's like League duel, there's like item duel where you have to guess items, and I don't know. I think Guess the Game is just right up my alley. Those dopamine rushes when I like instantly get an item just from some weird background textures, that's just, you know.
Yeah, fair. I did standard dopamine rush. I had that in an Eternal Return quiz once. I got every item right.
Do you know Guess the Game though?
Guess the Game, no.
It's like remember. It's a website, and you have like, we have to play some after the cast. You have like a screenshots of games, and like the last one that they show you is probably the UI, you know, or a well-known location or something. But the first screenshot is just like a random texture of something, you know.
I see. And
I personally, I remember I got most Dark Souls titles right just from a random texture. I was like, wait, that's like in the second city in Dark Souls 3 and the fireplace, you know, the wall over the thing. And everybody was like, how? And I was like, abba-dabba-doo. You know, and that's a lot of fun to me. I love guessing those games. You know, sometimes it's some real weird indie things. Oh yeah, I remember Crypts getting the pool from Sonic Adventure. It was just like a water texture. We were like, what is this, you know? And yeah, Crypts just got it right instantly.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. It's a fun game. But you know what's also fun? Going into drafts, and I think this will happen in quite soon, because we are...
Just missing one person.
Yeah, we are missing one now. There we go, my friend. So,
GG easy.
We got the epic music. You know, I want to highlight it a little bit.
So once again into the breach, we are looking at another pike ban. We are not allowing Alp to play pike at all. Forbidden. Nocturne ban, easy. Nothing out of the ordinary.
100%. I mean, it's just so far it will probably be the same game.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So Ace had to agree.
Respect on Poro.
Yeah. We need to see something different, but also the Jarvan ban, the Tristana ban, and maybe another thing banned that was just played, so we will see a bit of a different ramp. But now Syndra is open. Will we first pick Syndra this time? Hey, I'm the Oracle, bro. I'm the Oracle. Look at me.
Wow. Look at him. He is the Oracle. He has foreseen this. Goro just loves his control mages. Now...
Why the Soraka hover, by the way? Can someone explain? What is this?
The Soraka hover is because Soraka top lane is the enemy top laner's favorite hero, but they were forbidden to do that by the federal state, so they are no longer allowed to do stuff like that. Because it's illegal.
Talking about it, do you think Ozir in modern days would be legal, or would they fight his empire with the US military? Imagine, I want a movie now, right? You know, where Shurima suddenly becomes reality, and in good US movie fashion, their military fights the aliens, you know, the Shurimans, and yeah. So much for Ozir, you know. For all the lore players, remember what you have seen today. What does he say when he levels up? Something like that. But yeah, we're going quite fast, you know. I can't really meme too much about single picks. We already have the ADCs, and those are quite... Excuse me?
We're back to 2021. Jinx of Thelios handshake. Oh no. Not like this.
But we also have Viego, and if you have to know one thing, Boom's Viego, you know, Viego is kind of a coin flip champion, right? Like sometimes he has his pop-off moments. Like Boom finds those a few times per game usually, you know?
Insane. Time for me to learn. I love playing Viego.
Oh, you love it. What is your build right now? I usually go Crack and Triforce, I think. Do you agree, or do you have...
I just Crack and Triforce it mostly, unless I notice one of my teammates is just 10 and 0 in the first 5 minutes of the game. Then I go like, I don't know, Blade and Frost Gauntlet, so I can peel for them. Because no one else will, because who picks tanks in solo queue? We ranged top laners here.
Wait, I do. I like Sejuani.
Yes.
Sometimes. I like Briar. She's a tank, right?
You're not in my games, sadly.
That is true. We cannot both play together. Now, Yone, I also like to call him Yawn, because, you know, just yawning when I see him. And also Lee Sin. So, honestly, looking at the new TFT set as well, this looks kind of like an Edge team comp to me from Ace, kind of, no? They're like the six-pack E-boys ready to deliver some pain. But yeah, of course, also a lot of counterplay and outplay potential. And meanwhile, we also have a lot of outplay potential on the Malphite there.
Indeed. Just look at, if you remember all of the Chinese Malphite clips, just flash away, ult back in. You know the drill. There is a lot of potential to be flashed.
Protobelt?
Protobelt? Yeah. Protobelt, exactly. Protobelt.
Old Prowler's Claw.
Yeah. Protobelt Zhonya's to confuse them, and then you flash away from them and ult.
On
just
the spot.
In the Chinese TikToks. Yes, exactly. You got this.
Okay. What if you flash into them to then ult on the spot, and then they have literally zero reaction time? You know, that's like actually.
The technology.
Technology isn't quite there yet. You know, top 10 things AI can't comprehend. Malphite players.
Exactly. Especially when they're on TikTok. Oh my goodness gracious. Speaking of being on TikTok, looking at those comps, I think the Ace team comp belongs on the TikTok. What is going on here?
The chat asked, what is the current score? So, Lostik won the first game in a... I mean, it wasn't a stomp per se, but from a certain point on, they played better, right? I mean, that's a question for you, Depraved. After seeing the first game, and after hearing that Ace is the strongest team in the group, it doesn't really add up, right?
Kind of, yeah. It was a very strong and convincing game against Ace from Lostik. So, seeing what they can do against Ace, maybe what they needed was to beat Ace at the start of the season. Then the confidence to just pull through with whatever. Now we see that our boys are playing with the confidence that they can do anything, because they have to do everything to be as effective as possible in their division.
That is true. If they win another one, they will just stick in Division 4. They will not be at any danger to, you know, go into relegation playoffs, tiebreakers, whatever. They will just hold their spot. Of course, in our heart, we all wish they had a bit of a better split overall at the last two games. But hey, I remember also for you know, Reezy had a bit of a cold. You know, he wasn't really on 100%, and I feel like he's been getting better since. So of course he has a pretty good performance, I might say, today. You know, with some flank TPs and with like some hype kills on Aatrox. And yeah, now also if you believe it or not, Poro with Cookie is like he's on, I don't know, 70% max. He had an surgery, I think, even, and yeah, he's still recovering. So he's
still recovering.
Yeah, he's still recovering, and he plays like that. So
holy moly!
And as you said in the first game, Tristano had a big backpack and the entire early to mid game in it, kinda, right? So
yeah. I mean, if Poro plays like that when recovering from a surgery, imagine the split if Poro was on peak performance. Holy shit! Sorry.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe the pain makes him play better. You know, maybe he's full of rage and just shouts at his teammates, like micromanaging everybody. You know, and then reminds me of my first chat ban. Good times.
Why your first chat ban?
Well, when I was in promos and I really wanted to win them, I just hit caps lock and micromanaged everybody. And I got my first chat ban there, but I won 3-0 because I was literally calling every single step for everyone, like every lane assignment, you know. I was basically writing like, get the fuck down here, no, don't go there, you know, like pinging everybody. And I got chat banned for it, but I won. So I was angry.
Hashtag worth.
Hashtag worth, exactly. Now, Marv is also talking a little bit about draft, and he said he has never out-drafted a team so hard. Do you agree, Depraved?
I mean, that is a very powerful draft from Lostik into Ace. Yeah, I think
Now,
they
why?
have vastly stronger draft because of the simple fact that they have good and tanky engage. Unlike the side of Ace. Ace, they need to rely on their Nautilus to hit things, but Nautilus is a low-income hero, right? So he's not going to get the resources to be this big F of tank like Maokai I say. Malphite is going to be.
So, guys, after a convincing first victory, we are going into the second game of today. You can see a beautiful camera movement there, right?
Oh.
And in-game hasn't loaded yet for me, does it now? It does now, perfect. We are on the Rift, guys. Again, Ace, they really wanna get another win. If it's just for their mental, if it's just for a more convincingly first spot. But for Lostik, so much more is on the line. They want this split to be over. They want to just win this game and then they are done with the split. That would be absolutely beautiful if it worked, but you still have to work for it. Now, Ace wasn't on so many wins in this group if they would just, you know, kind of mental boom and give up after a single loss. So I think this should still be a banger match, just as the first one was.
Indeed. The result is up in the air. Anything can happen still. While we hope that Lostik is going to get out 2-0, they mustn't let there be any hubris within them.
Let their guard down after the win. Who knows? Maybe they are too confident now, you know. Do you still know what I mean when I talk about cinched syndrome?
Not quite.
I remember, like, back when I started, we called it cinched syndrome, when you played cinched and you were in the late game and super tanky and, like, proxying, you know, and never chased the cinched and, you know, having a good time. And then the next game, when you were level 1, you were still on this dopamine rush and you just ran it down because you had no items. That's what we called the cinched syndrome back in the day, you know?
Noted. Today I learned. Again.
Yeah, it's like a season 1 sickness, you know, like Lee syndrome came in, like, season 2, you know? That's like the OG syndrome. Yeah, that's what I'm worrying a little bit, you know, who knows, maybe Genu forgets that he's not Swain anymore and he can just go in. He is a Jinx now, and just somebody looking at him might be enough for him to die in this game. So yeah, I think Genu needs to step it up a little bit, or, you know, like just stay on the performance that he had, and I think it's not too easy.
It's going to be a lot more difficult to play out the Jinx matchup than it is going to be playing out the Swain later in the game. Because as Jinx, you need to be very mindful of where you go. That TP flank, impossible for Jinx.
Exactly, and that's also why we only have 2 TPs in this game. Fawn decided to run with the heal and Geno decided to run with the Ghost. And I mean, it's a much more standard game already, just looking at Tristana mid lane, Sylas mid lane, and then 2 APs on bot lane, 6 and Swain. Now in this game we have traditional hyper carries, so it should be much more important to also get bot lane ahead, and this is also the reason why both junglers started on top side and are now on bottom side.
Indeed, they both want their bot lanes to grow up healthy and succeed.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
Jinx is going to be outranging the Aphelios most of the time, but the Aphelios is going to be a lot more... Oh!
Okay, Engage looking pretty okay, Portal with Cookie using a move while Dishonored is not even done with his clear just yet. So now the scuttle also goes over to LK Boom, and maybe he's looking for a double scuttle. Dishonored did a ward hop, even used a ward to walk up to the topside scuttle. And yeah, Reezy, never mind, he's not going there.
Nah, Reezy's just chilling. He's having a good time.
Having a good time, having a good time.
Don't wanna stop at all.
Exactly. So yeah, not really too much happening in the early game. Do you think this favors anybody so far?
I think while both... Oh, okay.
I'm already mentioning it, and bot lane feels like a deja vu here. Faun finding a kill here with this hook by Alb. They just could not get out. And now I'm a bit worried because last game started kind of similar, but you cannot get any, like what was it, a retaliation kill with the teleport, right? That's not going to happen this game.
Yeah, it won't be anything that severe. However, it was only the Rakan that died, so at least there is not like a huge XP loss from the side of Lostik.
That is true, of course. Reezy, he still has a potion and 2 cookies, but he also has enough money for either like plated steel caps or bramble vests or, you know, one of those classics against attack speed heavy champions. Meanwhile, we can see a fight raging on here, but we are more players here, and Dishonored even flashing, kind of wasting it here. And this, of course, absolutely beautiful. Now, Alb was also moving, but he wasn't here in time.
Fancy work by Boom here.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah, I see it. He went. Oh, that's an interesting purchase actually. I've recently started seeing people jungles purchase Doran's items with their first back because the items are just that strong right now.
Yes, Doran's Blade got a beautiful buff to 10 AD, 100 health, and it's just overstated right now. So if you think you are still going to finish your mythic or like your first item, like the Kraken, very likely in this, maybe even Divine, who knows, but yeah, just your first item in this game, you can just pick it up and you're basically stronger until both junglers have their first mythic. And even then, if you don't have to sell it, you are still like a teeny tiny little bit stronger. Talking about being stronger, Ace feels stronger right now, and they are going for the dragon. Now, Zenov was just checking, hey guys, what's going on here? And yeah, Boom, he will... Nah. No way, right? No way.
There's an attempt at Dishonored's life.
They are trying to find something. Zenov getting a good knock up. Now Genu is also here, but who will be the first one to die? Shurima shuffle there. Zenov super low. Boom even lower. Will die before Dishonored does. No reset city for him yet, and it is a disaster. No. It is so close, but it doesn't work. Cookie can almost get Dishonored, but almost is not going to be enough right now. So it looks almost like the same. Weren't we on the same scoreline in the last game as well?
That is a very similar idea to the last game, indeed. While I must also admit that it was a game...
Oh my god. Oh my god! No, the shield!
No way! How does he survive that?
Reezy should have walked up to him for just one more seismic shard. But he didn't think about the shield, I think. He didn't think that the W cooldown from Yone would be this short. So yeah. But still, I think, you know, it still forces Rem to go back and use the TP. It's fine, I guess.
Uses the flash, uses the TP. Now Reezy's going to get interrupted on his backport though, which is a bit of a shame. But he can't even be bailed out that easily because now he has to sit on this wave on the tower until the TP is back, I guess, or until his jungler bails him out. Oh dear, look at the map movement.
It's a shame indeed. And it's not what I expected, to be honest. Both ADCs, you know, just farming up and having a good time on bot lane, while the action is somewhere else entirely. You can see the next objective going into the hands of AceGaming. You can also see Hadonsky having to flash here. The Super Mega Life Rocket is not enough, sadly. And now Dishonored, he will find a free Syndra, but first of all, power with Cookie, he will kill the Emperor here. And Dishonored got a kill. Really well played by both teams here. I think they both got the best of both worlds.
Indeed. Poro the flash Q, landing it very confidently. No need for the ult. I wonder if he could have bursted Alp if he gets into range.
Likely, yeah. Likely.
It could have been a very dangerous situation for him. Oh, Yone wants us to stand corrected. Reezy thinks, yeah, you're tickling me. Cool.
Never forget, top lane is so often just a wet noodle fight, you know, like pool noodles. But meanwhile, it is what it is on bot lane. Genu got some tiny scratches onto his HP bar, lost like 1/4 of his life. Nobody cares. But meanwhile, in mid lane, Hadonski looking for an engage here, wants to find the kill. He is playing Conquer, by the way, so he's looking for long extended trades. And Poro with Cookie, he has nothing. Hadonski, will he have... No, he has no spells up again. Now, meanwhile, up here, Sednov, but also Boom are in danger. Kick to not let Sednov just jump out of there to CC a bit longer, and the Sonic Wave will not connect here, so Dishonored.
Marvelous.
Nice try by them, you know, let's recognize this, but Lostik, they just out with a warning.
Yeah. A slap on the wrist is not much of a punishment anyway for Lostik in this situation. Okay, interesting Yone gameplay.
Yeah,
Poro of Cookie is in a bit of a pickle.
Boom spots Dishonored here, and Dishonored ward hopping away. Hadonski eating a lot of turret shots, but still being healthy enough to not die here. Oh. Now the Death Rocket is finding the mark though. Super Mega Death Rocket is hitting the kill that you want, and even though we are behind, Lostik looks like they are still super confident and super strong.
Indeed. It is not a big deal if they fall a little bit behind. Their comp is going to scale eventually. They have a Jinx after all, and Jinx is just one of the strongest hyper carry ADCs, if not the strongest, especially with a Viego who is going to isolate.
Right, the hook finding the mark though, teleport getting used here by Reezy. Reezy has his ultimate ready and he will just, oh my god, Fawn's flash, really solid, but is it good enough here? Reezy, Geno needs to get a few more auto attacks, but they know Dishonored could be just around the corner. He is, and Alb will not die just yet. Boom, might as well look for something. He goes for the flash engage. Boom, having the moment of his life. Can he find some more kills here? Will he go aggressive? Yes, he will. Dishonored, no Dragon's Kick right up his alley. And this is so close.
A game of inches.
Oh my god, no! It doesn't connect.
Imagine if that hits both of them.
That would be amazing.
So good. Oh no.
Poro with Cookie getting fate sealed by Ace Ram here. He just has to survive for a little bit more, but he will not stand a chance against Yone's everything. Yone is just full comboing. And yeah, this was just a little bit too much damage.
Indeed. Yone correcting Syndra where she stands. As is his voice line. Unfortunate situation for Poro. But Yone is a melee, she's a ranged character with no flash. Who had to use her stun at the first second.
Yep, that is just the nature of the matchup, right? Melee bruiser, or like almost assassin, versus a squishy mage. Yep, if you just run into him or he gets the chance to close the gap, you are going to die.
Yep, that's how it goes. That's how it should be. It's unfortunate, but the truth. Poro not off to the stellar start he had last game, but he's still on a good pace.
Does he need to though? That is my question right now, because yes, he is on 3 deaths already, but still, the rest of the team of Lostik, they look in a decent position so far. Talking about decent position, oh my god, a pinball ball is the position from Poro with Cookie. And maybe I have to think about a statement again, because the mid lane turret is going to fall and all the plates went over to Ace.
That's not great. I think it's quite the opposite of great, considering how strong the Azir is going to scale up. Oh. Oh, boom. Yes.
Boom.
Yes, do it.
This is what we want to see.
Yes.
Now he is on
Oh.
us here. I really need to look at this real quick, even though bot lane is fighting. Boom, getting chased here by Rem, by Dishonored. Can he get out somehow? He doesn't have flash, but Dishonored does not have flash ready. Fate Sealed will connect though. What was that hitbox, by the way? That was
that's an unreal hitbox. Oi, 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 oi.
Genu found by the Yone. It will not be enough CC. Double kill for Ram here, but he goes back to his spirit and will instantly, he will snap back to his phantom and his neck will also get snapped. So, that just happened.
Snap back to reality. Oh, I'm dead.
There goes gravity.
Unfortunately for... not unfortunately, Ram got 3 kills out of this. That's a very good situation to be in, if I do say so myself as a top laner.
But are you an Ace fan? I mean...
No, I'm not an Ace fan. I'm just saying, if I was a top laner and I was in Ram's position, I would be quite happy.
Well... we have to agree on that one, I guess. He is on 1.5 items and went for the Kraken Slayer first, so... Just kind of copying Diego's item choice here. But of course,
for the first bot.
It's good for both, right?
Yeah, the Kraken Slayer is just a very good item if you're attacking fast. And Yone tends to attack pretty fast. Breezy, poking his head into the Herald. People just want the tier 1 turret, it seems.
He was like, "Oh, hello there, can we talk about our Lord and Prayer, Aurelian Soul, no, we cannot, sadly not. This means the Eye of the Herald is in the inventory of Dishonored now. He cannot ward hop anymore, but I don't think he worries too much about it.
Maybe. We'll see about it when he gets into a tough situation and starts channeling to summon Herald.
Imagine.
Ay, ay, ay. I have not seen something like this happen before, but there's a first for everything.
Exactly, and Rem kind of wants this red buff. He's like, excuse me, can I please have that? And Boom is like, no, my team is ready and in position. And talking about being in position, it is going to be a good old Infernal Dragon Rift and Infernal Dragon Soul. I feel like whoever gets this has a huge advantage. Both teams want this dragon.
Of course, both teams will be wanting this dragon. Viego wants the extra offensive stats without having to build offensive. And the Syndra and Jinx are just going to destroy anything they touch if they get this dragon. However, the side of Ace has more AD and AP builders, so they're going to benefit from it a bit more, which makes it all the more important for Lostik to make sure that they keep the dragons on their side.
Exactly.
Not only to win, to also deny.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They are grouping up in the mid lane to maybe find a fight. Of course, Ram has teleport, but if you find a quick engage with Reezy, that has not really shown himself just yet. Now he does. This is an important moment. You want this mid lane turret, but with only 3 caster minions, it's not going to happen. And you finally have to start the dragon here, because if you do not, the Ram will just get a free inhib turret, and of course that's not what you want. And I actually like Ace's response to the dragon.
Yep. Dragon is being taken. They go for different objectives. Greener pastures. Finding something.
Really solid here.
Oh, Jinx is going to get excited from killing the Herald. Maybe they can use this. Ah, but they can't.
Well, she can last hit a bit better. That's pretty good. Finish the call. That is something, right?
Yeah. Call is a great item. If you finish it, even better. If you don't finish it, kinda grief of an item. Oh. What's going on here?
I am looking at the gold currently, and I see where the big deficits are. But yeah, Sadnov, he wants to go in there, but he's not going to find anything. I get the idea. You kind of want to get the fight here and maybe get some revenge. It's always those things, right? You kind of lost mid lane turret for nothing. You lost bot lane turret for nothing. For only 1 Infernal Dragon. And of course, if you get the soul, that's great. But for now, I think it's a bad trade.
It's not a great trade, that's for sure. 2 inner turrets, that's roughly 1,000 gold in the pockets of Ace. There's a dragon, which is going to eventually become more than 1,000 gold, but oh, interesting attempt at a trade.
do you like the items right now in this game? And I'm personally looking at the Rem's item here. That's something I haven't seen in a while, you know? Getting that before even maxing out your 100% crit chance.
Apparently, that is the way to go for Yone at the moment. Everyone builds Kraken Slayer into Hullbreaker. In solo
Really?
queue. Yeah. And even in pro play. Zeus, the world champion, won the game won his world championship going Kraken Slayer, Hullbreaker. It's just that good of a combination for a hero, for a character like Yone who wants to push side lanes a lot, duel people, and just kill. And look at him.
Oh no, yeah, there we go. A really good reaction time by Poro with Cookie though, and not panicking and just shoving away Rem. But yeah, I can definitely see how this is a powerful combination of items. I just don't know if you can still get him to teamfight like that, but do you really ever want a teamfight? And still, even if you have those items, I still think he has great teamfight potential, right?
Yeah, I mean, Hullbreaker isn't like, if you go Hullbreaker, you can't ever teamfight anymore because you have so little value. The stats alone of the item are more than enough to make up for being in a teamfight. The additional bonuses, the resists and the tower damage bonuses that you get from being without your team in the area is just even more of a bonus to an already powerful item.
I see. Most people are looking forward to the next season, you know, item reworks again and power budgets being put into different stats and stuff, you know. But for now, we are stuck with those items. There is still like Divine Sunder that is not even built in this game, but still many people are not happy with. If you are like Camille or stuff like that and you have to play against it, it's not a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just wanted to get back into the game, you know, but like talking about fun, is Lostik having fun right now?
They're in a difficult situation. They need to find a good pick. Oi.
Really
Two
good
ultimates.
Kick. Yeah, good kick though by Dishonor to just get out safely, almost getting caught by Boom and friends. And can we finally get this needed mid lane turret? I think the answer is going to be yes, and we will not lose anything for it.
Which is good. These are great news for anyone who enjoys watching Lostik win.
Hello,
like
Fresh Fanner, by the way. I just read in chat that Nico Elite is the biggest Lostik fan right now because, yeah, Ace needs to lose. But it doesn't look like Rem is going to... Never mind. Never mind! Poro with Cookie, you are a god! I love you! Holy cow, he gets the shutdown! Easy peasy! Poro with Cookie. He got his backpack opened again, man.
Absolutely incredible. Poro finds the outplay underneath his turret. Rem overconfident, trying to kill the Syndra and gets outplayed and killed.
Well,
what's going on?
Reezy also getting outplayed here, honestly, you know. Of course, this is sad. Losing the Flash is probably the worst thing here, and losing Malphite just when the dragon is about to come up. You talked about the AD and AP scalings and about everybody buying those stats, and yeah, losing this dragon. Of course, it's not the end of the world, but it's still something that I think is kind of a setback for Lostik.
Yeah, it's not great to be in that position. Yes, sure, Malphite doesn't really care what happens to him, right? He's going to hit his R at some point anyway. And that's going to be his big impact on the team. But still, the Flash is needed for that. You not only lose the Flash while gaining nothing, you give over the Dragon. Everything's not the greatest situation.
Definitely have to agree here. Now, looking at items again though, do you have a clear winner in current team fights? Because almost everybody is on 2 items right now. I think that's more or less just a standard way that, you know, things can be. Even though there is a big lead and it shows in top lane the most. That is why Reezy is really low on items. Never mind there. You don't even need a fight if you can just catch the enemy team off guard. This is LK Boom on Nautilus right now. I don't really know if you want to finish that Nash, if you want to go for a 50-50, if you want to turn around and go for a fight. A lot of options here. Nash on 10,000 HP.
Oh, Nash is dropping lower and lower. The DPS from the Jinx is starting to kick in a little bit.
Okay,
Oh, Rakan.
Sednov trying to find something here, gets the engage on Hadronski. He's quite far away. Poro with Fuki, he cannot outplay Rem without a turret. Somebody has to hold the Yone though, and I know it's for sure not going to be Rizy. And Hadronski had to use Flash, but so did Sednov, and he doesn't have Hex Flash up. Now, Dishonored looking to steal the Scuttle away will not really happen. But maybe he can find a kill instead. Sednov's emote game pretty strong, but his actual game even stronger. Rem could potentially die there, but this also means that Boom either has to find a miracle steal or they will just give away the Nash. There's the turnaround. There is the teleport from Reese. He has no ultimate though, so I think this is just a suicide mission here. The Rocket not really finding anything. Boom is dead. Sednov is dead, and also Reese dying here. So this is just a shame that we are leaving so many kills on the line and still losing the bot lane inhib.
That is indeed not a great situation to be in. The teleport in from Reezy. If Boom had survived, maybe gotten the kill with a few lucky crits on the Lee Sin, it would have been, oh, what am I watching?
What are you watching? Good question. Really good CC here by Sednov. Maybe they can finally get a kill onto Rem. But of course, Geno just used the super uber mega death rocket a few seconds ago and has it not at his disposal.
Unfortunately, so yeah, Mr. Rem trying to finish the game already in the face of Jinx and Rakan. If that was dangerous. I'm glad that they managed to pull it off, to defend. Goodness.
Yeah. Same here.
The game is slowly slipping, and Lostik needs to find a way to get back into the game. Get a few good shutdowns. Get Boom on top of the Yone, kill the Yone, and then unleash him on the rest of the team.
That's always my philosophy. If you are behind as Viego, all you need is your entire team to just focus on one kill, and then you can go for those beautiful Viego moments. Talking about it though, we will not find the kill onto Alb just yet. There is the Malphite ult, but I don't know if I agree on it. Either way, the fight is going to break out. Reezy has to flash out here instead of getting kicked into the team, and Genu, he will probably not be able to survive this. I might stand corrected. There's the depth charge though, and he will die. Boom, also way too low. Maybe he will burn to death even. Poro with Cookie not able to put a stop onto Fawn. And ladies and gentlemen, this might as well be the game. So this is a, honestly, deserved 1-1 score.
Indeed. Lostik put up a good fight. They tried to get back into the game multiple times. You can't say they didn't try. Very solid fight by Lostik, and Ace takes away the victory.
Indeed.
Hard fought.
Indeed. They played it really well. So, yeah, props to them. I'm trying to think a little bit about the game currently that we just saw. While in the first game, we did see Lostik have a great comeback, or not even falling behind that hard. Yeah, they still couldn't find their way back into the game as they did in the first game. So that is just the sad reality right now. So we are 1-1. So there are chances that we have to play a tiebreaker. There are chances that we just go into playoffs. So yeah, either way.
However, at least all of the scenarios that we are in is that we will have, what's it called? All of the scenarios put fate into our hands. We still have it in our hands to stay in the division or leave it. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, obviously.
Exactly. And guys, I am preparing an interview while Lunatic Depraved is talking about smart things and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm very smart and intellectual. So what could could have happened differently in this game. It was not a lot of things that were like dangerously bad. Ram getting away barely with his HP at the top, which means that he doesn't lose as much XP as he would have, for example. Or a few of the kills going Lostik's way instead of going the way of Ace would have made the difference in this game. It's not a performance that you need to be distraught over or anything.
Completely agree. So I welcome dear Mr. Rizi.
Man, the myth, the legend.
Exactly. There we are. So I can swap us over, and this looks hot. What are you wearing there?
God.
Ah ja, Deutsch haben wir gesagt. Was trägst du denn da, mein lieber Herr?
Ich habe eine Schildkröte an.
Das ist krass.
Eingeflogen aus Mailand.
Ich merke schon. Also gab es da so eine fette Party wie bei euch heute? Also war die Schildkröte auch ein Teil der Party?
Die Schildkröte war heute der MVP auf jeden Fall. Also weil Marv ist ja gerade verhindert, der hat ja österreichische Fußschmerzen. Und deswegen hat die Schildkröte heute gecoacht.
Ah.
Genau.
Perfekt.
Oh, die Schildkröte hat gedraftet. Deswegen meinte Draft
Genau,
noch nie so ein Draft Gap gesehen.
Genau, weil die Schildkröte heute gedraftet hat.
Ich verstehe, ja, das macht Sinn.
So, erste Sache, die ich jetzt fragen muss, natürlich. Das war der Split Reezy. Wie ist die Stimmung bei euch so im Team? Da darfst du auch sagen wir erstmal, wie geht's denn dir damit, aber auch, wie sind jetzt die Leute im Team so damit umgegangen bisher?
Also für mich war es ja der erste Split in einem Team, genauso wie für Geno. Und tendenziell finde ich, es wäre an manchen Stellen gegen manche Gegner mehr drin gewesen, aber ich bin eigentlich relativ zufrieden. Dafür, dass ich ja gerade von Master 200 LP auf Emerald 1 runtergedroppt bin und jetzt als Emerald-Spieler in Div 4 spiele, bin ich sehr zufrieden trotzdem mit meiner Leistung. Ja, und ich denke, die anderen sind auch nicht mad oder so, aber also man weiß, dass man mehr hätte rausholen können, aber ich glaube, wir sind relativ glücklich alle.
Okay.
Verstehe.
Depraved, was denkst du denn jetzt so, wenn ich dir so ein bisschen die gleiche Frage stelle, weil du hast ja auch Lostik jetzt immer wieder mal begleitet durch den Split, ne? Jetzt hast du Reezy.
Am Ende.
Ne? Ja, was denkst du jetzt über deinen Split so bisher?
Also, ich muss sagen, dass die Zeiten, wo ich mitcasten konnte, sehr, sehr unterhaltsam. Ich muss schon sagen, Lostik hat mir da das einfach sehr leicht gemacht, ein gutes Game zu casten, denn wir haben mir immer gute Games geliefert. Und dementsprechend hatte ich eine sehr gute Zeit. Auch wenn es nur recht wenig war, weil Umzug und alles andere.
Genau, Real Life is a... This is censored here, ne? Sometimes. Genau, Reezy, zurück zu dir. So, wie geht's denn jetzt weiter? Also, wohin willst du in Solo-Queue und wohin willst du team-wise? Gibt es da schon irgendwas, was du uns da verraten kannst?
Also, Solo-Queue-mäßig versuche ich mich in der neuen Season nochmal wieder hochzuspielen. Weil ich habe das Gefühl, für die jetzige Season ist meine MMR einfach zu piept.
Censored, gut.
Jetzt so censored, ja.
Genau,
das ist nicht so schön. Das heißt, ich versuche mich nächste Season wieder schön auf Master hochzuspielen, vielleicht Grandmaster angreifen, gucken, was da drin ist. Und teamwise habe ich mich noch nicht umgeguckt. Wird auch bei Lostik bleiben, wenn die Option besteht.
Das hört man gerne.
Ja.
Perfekt,
So,
perfekt.
Plan.
Das hört man doch gerne. Sonst generell, wenn ich jetzt auch noch so ein bisschen zurück an den Split denke, komm, jetzt. Sagen wir mal, du bist SKT, hast Worlds gewonnen, du kannst ein Game nochmal komplett highlighten und kriegst auch eine eigene Skin designt von dem Champion, den du da gespielt hast. Welches Game ist dir von der Season so in Erinnerung geblieben von dir?
Also auf jeden Fall heute das erste gegen Ace. Da fand ich meinen Aatrox schon eigentlich ganz nice.
Kann ich bestätigen. War ziemlich nice. Und
sonst müsste ich noch mal kurz nachgucken, weil ich habe ein ziemliches Babybrain und schon eigentlich alles wieder vergessen. Was ich so gespielt habe.
Ich merke schon, du bist voll im Competitive-Setting und so, ne? Du weißt gar nicht mehr, was sind überhaupt meine Lieblings-Champions. Weiß ich nicht. Ich spiele einfach, was der Coach mir sagt, ne?
Ja,
Ist das so bei dir tatsächlich?
also ich habe so meine, sagen wir, 5, 6 Champions, unter denen wir dann immer aussuchen. Natürlich immer
Mhm.
situationsweise angepasst. Und dann wird halt das gepickt, was mein Team gut findet, worauf ich Bock habe oder was der liebe Marv oder die Schildkröte dann halt von sich geben. Ja, aber ich
Genau.
glaube, ein Champion, der durch den Split bei mir ziemlich stark war, war der Olaf. Da hatte ich auch
Ja.
einige Backdoors mit und
Meine ich
auch
mich zu erinnern.
relativ viele Solo-Kills. Es war immer sehr spaßig. Gegen Red hat es leider nicht ganz gereicht mit meinem Olaf, obwohl ich die Lane ganz gut gespielt hatte, aber vielleicht sieht man sich ja im Tiebreaker, wenn wir einen Tiebreaker spielen müssen. Das stellt sich ja heute noch raus. Und dann
Genau.
werden wir sie fertig machen.
In der Tat.
Dann werdet ihr
Rache.
sie fertig machen. Das ist die
Mhm.
Ansage, ne? Und auch nochmal für alle, das ist jetzt schon richtig so, mit dem 1-1, was wir jetzt gespielt haben, da kann man auch nicht allzu mad sein. Also besonders das erste Game, das
Mhm.
ja, hat ja sehr gut ausgesehen, ne? War lange even, war ein spannendes Game zum Zuschauen. Ich sage da immer gern, der wahre Gewinner in den ersten 30 Minuten war der Zuschauer, weil es war echt spannend. Ne? Ich glaube, als Spieler ist man da eher immer so ein bisschen am Bammeln und ich muss gewinnen, erstes Game noch. Aber ich denke auch, nach einem 1-1 gegen Ace könnt ihr confident in jedes Tiebreaker-Matchup jetzt reingehen. Ich
Das
hoffe,
auf
du
jeden Fall.
agreest. Mhm.
Das auf jeden Fall, ja. Also, wenn ich jetzt gucke, wie wir gegen Red und CIS, SSP, die davor gespielt haben, die gelben,
Sissy,
gegen
Cess,
State,
Punks, irgendwas
CC
so.
State Punks, genau, wie wir gegen die gespielt haben, da war heute auf jeden Fall ein insaner Unterschied von Mental, Kommunikation, mechanisch war auch viel besser. Es hat super viel Spaß gemacht heute. Und
Mhm.
auch wenn wir das zweite Game verloren haben, bin ich der Meinung, dass irgendwas in diesen letzten 2 Tagen jetzt passiert ist, was uns nochmal richtig geboostet haben. Vielleicht war es dieser Faktor, dass wir um den Drop oder den Klassenhalt spielen. Aber es war auf jeden Fall, ähm, war geil. Also hat echt Spaß gemacht heute.
Sehr
Das
schön.
glaube ich.
Das höre ich gerne. So, Mr. Depraved. Ich habe selber alles gesagt, was ich sagen wollte. Deshalb, ich gebe nochmal das Wort an meinen lieben Co-Caster. Danach gebe ich nochmal das Wort zum Abschied auch an die Schildkröte und den Menschen, der als Haustier der Schildkröte darunter gehalten wird. Fühlt euch frei.
Eine Frage habe ich tatsächlich. Und zwar
Ja,
ist
die legitime.
Aatrox gegen Cassante tatsächlich ein ziemlich schwieriges Matchup im Late Game. Early
Mhm,
Game ist Aatrox noch in der Lage, wahrscheinlich Cassante ziemlich im Schach zu halten.
das
Aber
ist
nach so
richtig.
2, 3 Items wird es unglaublich schwer, den Cassante zu besiegen. Wie hast du es geschafft, ihn dann trotzdem den Chaos zu machen?
Na, also, wenn wir ehrlich sind, habe ich es ja nicht unbedingt geschafft. Ich wurde ja zweimal von ihm solo killt auf den Sidelines.
Mhm.
Nur, ich war zu dem Zeitpunkt schon so ahead, auch durch meinen Solo-Kill im Early, dass ich die Waves halten konnte und im Endeffekt einfach groupen konnte und dadurch mehr ähm, dem Team beigetragen habe, als er machen konnte, einfach weil mein Team vorne war und wir mit den Resets auf mir und Maokai Ulti einfach stärker waren. Also da
Ja.
hat der liebe Poro with Cookie, also der liebe Cesco, sehr, sehr viel beigetragen, dass das Game positiv für uns ausgegangen ist. Und ja, also tendenziell durch das Early Game konnte ich dann das Late Game bewältigen.
Ja, das klingt gut. Eine weise Lektion für alle Leute, die auch mal so gut und stark und gut aussehen werden wollen, wie
Vielen
unser
Dank.
Toplaner hier. Und dann gebe ich das Wort einfach mal weiter.
Ja, Mr. Coach Turtis, ne? Ich habe dich gerade so umbenannt.
Mhm.
Was hast du uns noch zu sagen?
Also ich übernehme mal das Reden für ihn, weil ich bin ja auf einer Short Connection mit ihm, deswegen habe ich auch die Haare weg, damit wir uns besser unterhalten können.
Mhm.
Oh,
Ähm, ja, weil stört uns die Kommunikation, das macht immer so ein Krisse, ne?
mhm.
Also er sagt, dass er mit unserer heutigen Leistung sehr zufrieden war. Im zweiten Game hätten wir mehr rausholen können, aber die Draft war natürlich perfekt executed von uns. Also wir hatten sowohl die erste als auch die zweite Draft richtig schön. Da bin ich unseren beiden Coaches natürlich sehr dankbar, sowohl Curtis als auch Marv, der heute wegen der Fußverletzung an seinem 6. kleinen C leider nicht mitmachen konnte.
Mhm.
Ähm,
Mhm.
ja, also prinzipiell ist er sehr zufrieden. Und wir würden uns, auf der einen Seite würden wir uns freuen, wenn wir keinen Tiebreaker spielen müssen, weil das heißt, kein Stress, ne? Auf der anderen Seite, ich persönlich hätte richtig Bock noch auf einen Tiebreaker, weil nochmal mit so einem geilen Cast zu spielen, mit Coach, alles drum und dran, mit dem Team, macht schon echt Spaß. Und ja, ist sowohl Turtles als auch ich auf der Seite, dass wir sagen würden, wenn wir uns jetzt hinsetzen und unseren Hintern zusammenkneifen, dass wir den Tiebreaker auch easy 2-0 wegstompen würden.
Leute,
Hoffentlich.
das war die Ansage. Ich bedanke mich bei allen, die zugeschaut haben. Natürlich nochmal extra bei allen, die jetzt auch bis zum Ende dabei waren. Ich bedanke mich bei Coach Turtis und bei Reezy oder so heißt der Toplaner, glaube ich. Matt hat ja nicht so, ne? Der war brain-controlled von der Turtle. Also war eigentlich die Turtle, die gespielt hat, ne? Wie bei Ratatouille so. Right?
Yes.
Ich hoffe, ihr habt alle noch ein schönes restliches Wochenende. Wie gesagt, bedanke mich bei allen herzlich, die das möglich machen, bei den Spielern, auch bei den Gegnern natürlich, ne? Bei allen, die E-Sport feiern und E-Sport voranbringen. Leute, haut das rein, habt eine schöne Zeit. Wir sehen uns vielleicht im Tiebreaker und vielleicht auch erst in der nächsten Season wieder. Bis dahin, habt eine gute Zeit und wir sehen uns auf jeden Fall. Vergesst nicht den Sellout noch, ne? Der muss als letztes immer noch rein. Folgt den Leuten hier auf Twitter, wenn ihr Bock habt. Reezy und natürlich auch in allen anderen Spielen. Natürlich Lostik, um zu wissen, ey, gibt's noch einen Tiebreaker, gibt's was auch immer. Dann bleibt ihr up to date. Und bis dann sehen wir uns. Haut rein.
Ciao, ciao.
Have a good time.